going, guys? Welcome to Electric Wednesdays. So today we're making an alkaline ramen. So you want to begin with making your broth, right? So here we've put the end of the fennel, the green part of the fennel in there. We've put some butternut squash, as you can see in there. Some mushrooms, some dried porcini mushrooms, some bay leaves, some kale. And that's pretty much it, really. If you want, you could always add zucchini in there. You could add other alkaline vegetables. And so yeah, this has been boiling for around, I'd say 15-20 minutes. As you can see, the broth is nice and brown, which is gonna have lots of flavor. So what you want to do is you want to put your vegetables through a filter to collect that good old broth. So here's our broth. We'll place that to the side. And now the next step is grab your cast iron pan and you start cooking your mushrooms. So we've got some cremini mushrooms here. Add a touch of grapeseed oil. That's not a touch, but a little bit more. And then also you want to get a little bit of sesame oil as well. So just a touch, just to give it that sesame oil flavour. And then yeah, start frying. Wait for it to heat up. And we're going to start with putting in our mushrooms. And what you want to do with the mushrooms is you want to cook them in there, but then we're going to take them out of the cast iron pan and then add our other ingredients first. So yeah, we're just going to add those mushrooms in there. Start frying, and we're getting our other ingredients ready while we're doing this. So as you can see here, I've grated some butternut squash. I've also chopped up some yellow bell pepper, and I've also grated some ginger and cut up some kale. So all this is going to go in the pan to start cooking. Leave your spring onion aside. Make sure you've got some key limes. I've also got some Trumpet Royale mushrooms, which we're going to add on the top as extra toppings. Obviously you've got your sesame oil, you've got your sea salt, sesame seeds which we'll need, and your cayenne. That's pretty much everything you need to make it. So, okay guys, as you can see, the mushrooms are near enough getting ready. So what you want to do is take your mushrooms out. Okay, so once you take your mushrooms out of your cast iron pan, then you want to start adding your other ingredients. Okay, let's start off with, you want to put in there your shallots first. The shallots, however they say it. And then your bell pepper, the ginger, and the butternut squash. And meanwhile, while that's frying, you want to get your other ingredients ready. So I'm going to start cutting up my Trumpet Royale mushrooms. These, when cooked properly, taste pretty much like scallops, even though I've actually never tasted a scallop in my life, so I couldn't tell you exactly how they taste. So this is just as a topping. We're going to put it at the end. So you just want to cut into nice 2 centimeter slices, 2 centimeters wide, just so it cooks well. Now as that's cooking, we're going to add our kale into the mixture to fry. You want to add a touch more grapeseed oil and a touch more sesame oil. Okay, as that starts to cook, time to add your broth in. So, in goes the broth. That smelling amazing right now. Okay, and then you just let all the mixtures cook together. Time to add your mushrooms back into the mixture. Just give it a nice little mix. Okay, so while the ramen's cooking in the broth, you wanna fill up another pot with water. And what we're gonna add is some spelt noodles from Bayona. And those guys are gonna go into our ramen. During this, you wanna add some grapeseed oil to another pan, which we're just gonna cook the toppings, which is gonna be the fennel and the other mushroom. Okay, so we're gonna put our fennel to fry, along with our trumpet oyster mushrooms. And while we let these cook, you want to also add to the ramen, you want to add a touch of coconut aminos. And last but not least, so that's just a little drizzle of coconut aminos. And then last but not least, actually might want to use my sieve, is you want to add some key lime juice. And that's literally the last thing you're adding to your broth for the ramen. Okay, as you guys can see here, we're going to flip around the mushrooms. And with that, just a sprinkle of salt. Okay, as you guys can see, it's starting to come together, so you want to grab your noodles and through a sieve. As you guys have seen, I use spring water for everything, like no halfway, you know, you don't want to be eating no fluoride. I know it's expensive, but if you lot want to get outside the matrix, not only financially, then this is the stuff you're going to have to do, you know. You're going to have to cook in spring water, or maybe get yourself a super expensive filter. Okay, so you guys can see the noodles. We're going to put them straight into the ramen. As you can see, the toppings are nearly finished as well, coming to an end. So we want to switch off all our cookers, as we're going to get ready to start serving up.